Again, we bid you shalom in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Lord Jesus Christ. This is our second presentation dealing with the science of genetics as it pertains to our Hebrew Israelite bloodline. The cracking of the genetic code, the E1B1A factor. By way of prefacing this presentation, it must seriously be borne in mind that there is no real desire on the part of the European elite to have this information disclosed or made known. The information we are presenting is controversial specifically because there is a culture of ignorance among our people. But this too was prophesied. For the European elites, there is too much at stake and too much for them to lose if the real people of the Bible were to ever wake up and know who they are. For one thing, it marks the end of their rule on earth. Therefore, as clear as the scriptures, science, geography, anthropology, archaeology, and literary proof is, they have no desire for any of this information to be known. But as we have demonstrated, there are a number of their own people who are honest and have some integrity about all this, but it must be known and understood that there is an agenda always in place to keep our people ignorant about all these things we know to be true. The E group was established to identify the dark races of people. Haplogroup E1B1B was established to identify the native African, the children of Ham, if you will. But haplogroup E1B1A was established to identify the Negro race of black people. And as we have shown in a previous lesson, the Negro is an entirely different race of dark and brown-skinned people whose complexion comes in all shades of black, dark brown, and brown skin with woolly hair. There is a lot of speculation, misconception, misunderstanding, and outright lies about where the E1B1A haplogroup originated and what does it denote regarding race and national origin. And the reason for this is really simple. There is a race of people that desired very much to cloud and muddy the waters regarding who the real Hebrews are. For an example, one of the companies out of a few that actually identified the E1B1A haplotype as being specific to the Negro is Family Tree DNA, the company that I got my DNA test done. Consider this quote regarding the E1B1A haplotype given by Family Tree DNA. This haplogroup is predominantly sub-Saharan African and is the most common haplogroup among African Americans. Among Jews, it can be found in very small percentages, even in Jews from Eastern Europe, where there is little, if any, African influence to be found. This indicates that while this haplogroup is certainly not a founding lineage for Jews, it was present in very small amounts at the time and formation of the ancient Israelite nation. FamilyTreeDNA.com. So now, this is double talk. What family tree DNA is saying is this. This haplogroup was in Israel, but it is not the founding lineage for Jews. But we must expect this type of double talk coming from a company owned by Ashkenazi Jews. The owner of Family Tree DNA is Bennett Greenspan, who is an Ashkenazi Jew. Now, before and up to the time of our Lord's ministry, the land of Israel had been conquered and exchanged hands several times by the Gentiles for at least 400 years. St. Luke, the 21st chapter, verse 24. There was large numbers of mixed races of people in the land, which were Greeks, Romans, Edomites, and such other Gentile peoples. So, of course, Gentile DNA would be cataloged along with Hebrew DNA in the land. DNA material available for extraction from ancient bones of both Hebrews and Gentiles would be extant. However, the European haplogroup is not E1b1a or E1b1b, as even created and cataloged by them. The land of Israel is not where these peoples originated. The Bible tells us where these sons of Japheth, Europeans, migrated to, and it was not the land of Israel. The ancient skeletons found in the land of Israel, also known as Canaan land, Palestine, and Northeast Africa, that were tested, dated all the way back to BC times, were indeed found to be E1b1a. Now, these next slides that we're going to present to you, these are the European haplogroup by charts, genealogically cataloged. Notice the map on the left-hand side under the Netherlands flag. Notice also on the right hand the pie chart that breaks down the haplogroups. For this particular pie chart that represents the Netherlands, R1b dot 49,000% is practically half of the pie chart. Then we have haplogroup G, J2, J1, E1b1b, T, I1, I2b, and R1a, as represented on this pie chart. Same thing with Norway. As you notice, the map in the corner up under the Norway flag is the area where these haplogroups originated from. Same thing with Belgium. As you note the pie chart, a good quarter of the pie chart is R1b. Same thing with Slovakia. The area represented in the small map under the Slovakian flag, and the pie chart that is broken down, which have the haplogroups represented. And you notice that E1B1B is maybe a good slither of this pie chart, whereas the biggest majority of this pie chart is R1A. Romania, Croatia, Hungary, Turkey, which is a Muslim state or country, should we say. And here we have Russia, actually the area where the Ashkenazi Jewish nation originated from. Sweden, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Bosnia-Herzegovina. Almost over half of this pie chart is I2 and I2A. Finland, over a good quarter of this pie chart is N. Now you also notice that all these areas that we're showing, which are European areas, are in the colder parts of the world. Iceland, Switzerland, the Czech Republic, Cyprus. Now you note, as per the biblical account, there was a good portion of E1B1B, which is African, that migrated to this island. And here we have Greece, which of course, all these areas are closest to Africa. So you have a good portion of this pie chart is E1B1B. Italy, Macedonia, Spain, over a quarter of this pie chart is R1B. Portugal, Ireland, England, France, Germany,